What is up, YouTube? I just got done playing the Alpha Lab for the last 48 hours, and I have a lot of thoughts on the game. I think the game is headed in a interesting direction, to say the least. And I want to highlight a few tweets about the Alpha Lab and 2XKO that kind of highlight the interesting direction that this game is heading in. So this is Sonic Fox, as you know, one of the fighting game goats, and I'll just kind of read the tweet verbatim. I have a lot of thoughts, and I want to elaborate on this tweet of his because I think this tweet kind of describes how a lot of people are feeling. So despite my gripes with this version of 2XKO, it's still pretty fun. I agree. I think this game still feels like 2XKO, and I think I've had a lot of fun over the past 48 hours with it. Defense is very, very strong. It's crazy to me. The best mix-up in the game at the moment is strike throw in a team game. With how slow the overheads are, you can just parry them on reaction to full combos, and maintaining pressure is hard. Characters that get big reward off their throw are going to thrive in this version. That's why I'm playing Echo Alawi, as I get the rolled if you're thrown by Alawi. I think lots of things are in the right direction. I actually love a lot of the new fuses and the idea behind Fury to go back to neutral at least once. But with these defensive options in mind, we want to see more offense. So what's Sonic Fox talking about here? And I agree a lot. This game, people in my chat have been calling it, instead of 2XKO, they've been calling it 2XTO. 2X Timeout, because both of my matches typically end in timeout. And that's due to a few different reasons. One, I think that the characters in general, the combos are slower. So for example, my Braum B&B used to be like carry the full screen. He used to do like a third of their health. Now it's just something like this, which is still a cool combo, but it's a lot shorter. And I'm actually okay with this, right? Like combos should be shorter, and like it allows for more interaction. No problem with that, right? The problem I have is that there's this mechanic called forward roll. So they basically add a few, on top of nerfing the combos, right? They add a few defensive options. So for example, if I do command grab or whatever, I basically have to guess the way that they're gonna tech, right? Because if I think they're gonna back roll, they do a forward roll, they get out completely for free, and now we're back to neutral, right? Which again is okay. If that's the vision of your game, that's no issue. But then hella moves have hella gray life added to them, right? And the gray life, I could just pull up a random clip from like any random streamer. Let's actually just pop open Broski stream. All right, let's pop open Leffen stream. Let's pop open, what the fuck? Let's pop open F-Champ stream. All right, is just no one actually playing the video game right now? Everyone's just yapping. Let's pop open Sajam stream.
Throw this, and then you set up a thing with Jinx, and then you do a thing, and then...
All right, I give up. Leffen owes me royalties. All right, I'll just pull up an VOD. All right, so I was playing Timmy Tipto's pretty sweet player, but you see both of our gray healths are just going up. So while Alawi's doing this combo, it does a lot, but like I'm recovering almost the same amount. So I'm just encouraged to keep running away because I'm building back my gray health. And you see the other guy also swapped out so he could build back his gray health as well. And we're both incentivized to maximize our gray health because it comes back so quick, which is interesting. And I'm sure this match actually goes to timeout. It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out, right? Which is really interesting because this is actually a change I requested to actually add more gray health, and they did it. And you think like, oh, Diaphone, you're so wrong. The issue is they added gray health on top of adding rolls, on top of making the combos shorter. So everything in combination just makes it really hard to kill someone before they get a timeout if they have good defense. The other change they made to make defense really good is push block no longer costs a meter, which means it's very, very strong. It just costs your assist meter, and you can do something like push block, move, tag, start the initiative, right? So oftentimes it's very risky to start pressuring someone because you don't want that kind of situation to occur. So yeah, this game's very defensive. And the other thing Sonic Fox was talking about is these overheads. This looks pretty fast, but this is a 26 frame overhead. You know what also is really close to 26 frame overhead? Charged Dust from Guilty Gear Strive. Super slow thing that only scrubs get hit by is 26 frames or 27 or 28, somewhere around there, right? So like, and that's one of the faster overheads. The Braum one, this Braum like slam you down the ground, like realistically, once this game's like a week old, I don't know how people are getting hit by this. This is 32 frames. You gotta be half asleep to get hit by this. I mean, again, once you're more experienced in the game. So I think defense in general is just really, it's strong relative, like strong in terms of like running away, rebuilding your gray health. I'm okay keeping defense strong, but I just don't think we should have so many matches going to timeout. So however the dev team wants to do this, to me, I think the dev team was like all offense. They swung all the way to defense. I think the real game is somewhere in the middle. I'll let the dev team figure that out. Really, my main request from the dev team is like, stop listening to fucking Twitter. Twitter keeps yapping about stupid shit, and you guys are straying away from your vision. I think the game was fun before. It's fun now. Like, just do something, believe in it, stick somewhere in the middle, and I think you guys will be good. I think they're overthinking about it. Just get the game out, start working on characters, start working on new content, because I feel like we're trying to fine tune this like balance that like, I can't say I had more fun with this version than the last. In fact, I probably had slightly more fun with the last version, but I think this version is technically a better version. But like the fact that I can't even make up my mind on that, like it's not that important, right? Like, at least for players like me, like, just get the game out, we'll break it, and then when the shit's actually broken and shit's had a few months to flesh out, then you can patch it, you know, once the game's out. That's kind of my thoughts on it. A couple other things, and I also want to talk about Jinx too. Yeah, ranked is kind of cooked. Not being able to dash block while standing. I mean, like, you can't like instantly dash block, if that's what you mean. Like, you can't like, oh, like when you can't dash block and then block, you have to like crouch block. Yeah, I kind of agree on that, but like, I don't know. I think there's bigger issues in the game. They can, again, that's another thing. Like, Riot can do whatever the fuck they want with that. They just need to start churning out characters, churning out content, instead of trying to like fine tune this balance. Because I think 99.9% of the people watching this video didn't even know you could cancel a dash into crouch block, but not a stand block, which is weird. Like there's probably like 5 people in the stream that knew that. So like, to me, like just make the game have less timeouts. Just focus on that. There's 7 ways to do it. Don't listen to Twitter. Listen to your heart. All right. A couple other things. Ranked mode, I think, is kind of ass. You know, SQ is 1.4k likes. Basically, they copied the Strive tower system, which was probably the least liked thing about Strive. I personally didn't play that much ranked. Actually, I was like, I say that, but I was like, where am I on? Am I on the leaderboard still? Number 5 on the leaderboards. I say that I didn't play that much ranked, but I am number 5 on the leaderboards right now. But that being said, like, it's really hard to find rank matches. So like, if I go into rank, I'll probably find some now, actually, now that more people are challenger. Oh yeah, so we got 5 people in the lobby. So if I were to queue up, I would only play like probably this guy. I don't even know if this guy's queued up, but you get the idea. It's like, compared to a casual lobby, if I just leave and then join a casual lobby, I can find so many more matches. I can infinitely rematch people. I can challenge people. There's so many cool things you could do in a casual lobby. But in a ranked lobby, you're forced to play a 2 out of 3. You can't challenge people. To me, there's no point in the whole interaction other than like watching games while you have to wait for 5 minutes because you can't go into training mode. So yeah, I would prefer they just went. I think this lobby system's awesome. I think this lobby system's great, but I would prefer they just had like a normal rank system. And I think this game, like, online experience would be actually goated. Yeah, even the Strive, that's a very good point. Strive is about to remove the tower. Why are you guys adding it? That's a very, very good way to put that, right? Not to mention, I think this rank system can also be gamed. So like, if I know who the strong players are and who they aren't, like, I could just like wait for this match to be done, queue up when I see like Jazzrap, I know is a really strong player. Let's say I don't want to play him, right? I could wait for Jazzrap to be in the match and then snipe the other guy. Like this, I don't know, man. The rank system's not it. Everything else, the game still works well. I think it's beautiful. Battle pass shit, whatever. I mean, it works. That's the whole point of testing it. Casual lobbies are still good. The game's still very fun to play. The skins look great. I mean, we got Pool Party Ari, right? Like, we got that shit for a reason. There are a couple bugs. Like, my games crashed more this beta than the last beta, which is really weird considering they had like I don't know, like almost a year to work on it. But Pool Party Ari is kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. Also, my stick worked last beta, and now it doesn't, which is also weird. So I was forced to learn this game on pad. I learned it pretty quick, thankfully, and I'll probably play pad. I actually just find pad comfortable. I don't want to carry around like a large-ass stick everywhere. But yeah, it just seems weird, Spuggy. Hopefully they fix that. I still have hope for this game. I still have faith. I do want to talk about Jinx. So I think this character, I don't know if they're the worst character in the game, but they have some issues. Mainly that a few characters, specifically Braum, Yasuo, and Lowy, just have really easy ways to get around everything cool that Jinx can do. But let me show you some of the cool stuff. So the idea is you set out traps, you're down S1, you're forward S1, and they do really cool things. They interact with really cool stuff. So a couple sequences I have is 5M, charge the rocket, and then you can run up, get a full combo. That's really cool, right? Another cool thing you can do is like you could do this, throw a rocket, this bounces, and then yeah, like that's freaking sick. And there's probably like way more like interactions like that, and that's kind of the core of the character. Also this, you also spam like jump back rocket, it's really good. Then you use that space to, you know, go in, and then you get a combo. You know, you have air gun. There are some better combos you can do, but I find them like inconsistent. But this is just my B&B. But she has a lot going for her on terms of like once she gets the ball running. She has this super, which is really good, the snipe out assist. She has this bomb super that's like kind of gimmicky, I'm not gonna lie. So like this looks really good, it hits full screen, but like actually you can just run forward and avoid it. But it's a good noob killer. The issue is that a lot of her, also Zap, which is her back S2, is actually really goated. Like you could just confirm anything, and it goes through other fireballs. So she has a lot going for her. But against half the cast, she just kind of gets like how do I put this? Like it's really hard to play the game. And the best example, I guess I have to like confirm. Yeah, some of this UI is like very weird. But like you could just do wind wall with Yasuo. You can do wind wall. I don't know what the input is. You can do wind wall with Yasuo. You can do wind wall with Yasuo. And then none of my shit works, bro. Like you'd think like some of the traps would go through. Maybe if I enhance the trap, like maybe this move, because it like, I mean the zap, because I have to spend a full bar. Like you need, maybe that would go through the wind wall. I don't know. And not to mention Braum does the same thing. So like for example, like if I'm the opponent and I just call Braum assist, like, oh, let me just zone out, like, and you time your missile wrong, it just goes through his stuff just goes through the zoning. And I got hit, and then you tag, you get a full combo. And then Lowy's the worst offender. You just do the Rekka, which they buff Lowy to the fucking moon, and you have to deal with that. So I don't think Jinx is that great, but she's really, really cool design, and maybe they just gave her like some additional counter zoning stuff. Like I think she'd be good. The best thing about her though, and that reason why I think like I'm still hesitant to say she's the worst in this build, because I actually think she has a couple really good things going for her. One is that her assists are crazy. The fact that I could do this with Braum on point, and I can do double missile, and then I can just like follow it in. Like this is crazy, bro. Full screen, and even if they block, let's just say they are, let's just say they're blocking, like I get command grab mixed up, right? Like I can do this, or I could just do strike and then swap as well, right? You get the idea. So the support value is really, really strong, and that's how I kind of think of her, is like she's just a really, really good support, because I think her assist kit might be the best in the game. She can also do like cool stuff like this with the assist, or she has a chomper assist as well, and you can like hit the chomper assist if you time it right. It's really hard. This is something like I feel like good Jinx, yeah, you can do stuff like that, and then they get hit by the chomper, and you get a full screen conversion. Yeah, pretty cool character. Yeah, you see the vision, but it's really inconsistent. She also seems like she's supposed to have like good Oki. Like I came up with this, for example. Let me see if I can get it. This is the dream sequence. Oh shit, no. All right, I'm getting it this time. Trust. Still getting used to pad. And then you can like do something like this, throw them into the trap, and then you get a trap combo, and then you get the idea. You can like almost like two-touch them. So she has some really cool stuff like that, but it's just like really inconsistent because like sometimes that won't combo, and they can always do like neutral roll or back roll, and her B&B ends in like this, and then they just forward tech, and then they come down with buttons, and you cry. But still, like I think she got potential, and I'm sure they'll like tweak some of her stuff. But she's really cool. I like her. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So overall, the TLDR of this build, I like it because I like 2x KO. I don't think this build is anything spectacular. Honestly, I bet 90% of new players would be like, oh, this build's the same thing, but you have Jinx. That's really what it feels like. Like it feels like the same game, but you have Jinx. Some of the quality of life stuff, like the more hit stop and the how do I say, like the refinement of the lobbies, like you can like watch like the actual game's full screen, and like just a lot of these like small tweaks are really nice, but the core of the game is still very 2x KO. I think if you liked Alpha Lab 1, you like Alpha Lab 2, and if you didn't like it, you wouldn't like Alpha Lab 2. I'm still hoping this game does well, because you know I obviously have a vested interest because I want this game to do well so I can make content for it because I really like the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and peace.